He thought I'd cry when he left, but I built a life he could never enter again. That night when he walked out the door, I remember the sound of it closing more clearly than his last words. It wasn't loud, it wasn't slammed, it was quiet, and somehow that quiet hurt the most. I stood there in the living room, my hands still trembling, my heart still waiting for him to turn around, but he never did. That was the night my life split into before and after, and back then, I had no idea how much that moment would change me. My name is Claire Matthews, and I'm 32 years old. I grew up in a small town just outside of Vancouver, Canada. The kind of place where everyone knows everyone, where the grocery store clerk remembers your dog's name, and where people wave at each other from their porches. I used to love that simplicity. It made me feel safe, until I realized that safety can sometimes blind you. It can make you believe that comfort means happiness. When I met Ethan, I thought I'd found forever. He wasn't like the other guys I dated in college, louder, flashier, full of themselves. No, Ethan was quiet, calm, and charming in an understated way. He had this soft smile that made you feel like you could tell him anything. I met him at a small coffee shop downtown. I was grading papers. I used to teach English at a local high school, and he was sitting across the room, tapping his pen against his notebook. He looked up once, our eyes met, and that was it. We started talking, and the conversation flowed like we'd known each other for years. He told me he was an architect, recently moved from Toronto to work on a big urban project nearby. He loved buildings, design, the way cities evolved. I loved words, stories, and how people changed. We fit, or at least I thought we did. We started dating, and everything felt easy. He was thoughtful, always bringing me coffee before work, leaving small notes on the fridge. My friends adored him. My parents, especially my mom, said, "Claire, he's the one. He's steady. That's what matters. Steady." That word stuck with me for years, because steady can mean reliable, but it can also mean unchanging, motionless, predictable. We got married 2 years later in a small church surrounded by our families. It wasn't a big wedding, but it was perfect for me. I wore my grandmother's lace veil, and Ethan looked at me with that same calm smile that made me believe I was safe. When we danced that night, he whispered, "You'll never have to cry again, Claire, I promise. I believe."